Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is warning of mass chaos for air travel next week if the government shutdown continues. Brooke Taylor joining us now. She's at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. What's the latest, Brooke?
Hi, Stuart. Well, each day we have been seeing thousands of delays. And now the Transportation Secretary, though, warns that things are about to get a lot worse if the government doesn't reopen, especially with one of the busiest holiday weeks just around the corner. We want to give you a live look, though, at delays right now. So far, according to FlightAware, the number of delays is over 1,000 and more than 60 cancellations. It's now day 36 of the shutdown, officially making it the longest in U.S. history. Now, air traffic controllers and TSA agents have gone weeks without pay, and many are calling out sick. Staffing shortages have caused widespread delays at major airports. Officials say 3.2 million people have had their flights delayed or canceled since this shutdown began, so really widespread impact here. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, though, had this urgent warning if the government does not reopen soon.
So if you bring us to a week from today, Democrats, you will see mass chaos, you will see mass flight delays, you'll see mass cancellations, and you may see us close certain parts of the airspace because we just cannot manage it because we don't have the air traffic controllers.
And the Transportation Secretary reassured the public that it's still safe to fly. The air travel system is safe, but he says that there is still increased risk here because you have air traffic controllers who are taking on added responsibility with their coworkers being out sick. Stuart.
Got it. Brooke, thank you very much indeed. House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee member Brian Mast joins me now. Congressman, I would have thought that the threat of mass chaos at the airports next week would be enough to get a settlement going. What do you say?
Yeah, I would agree with you. You'd think that would have been the case weeks ago. Yeah. You pointed out already, you have air traffic controllers that are having more aircraft layered on less people. That's a very literal danger. And, I think there's just two possible remedies to what's going on here. Number one, Democrats start doing what Republicans have been doing. I voted to fund the government. Democrats didn't. Speaker Johnson voted to fund the government and make sure government workers get paid. Democrats are not. So hopefully they just come to their senses and vote for that. But the other alternative is what President Trump has been putting forward is to say, Senate, get rid of the filibuster, move forward with making it so that there's a 50 plus one more vote in the Senate to reopen the government. And that's something that can happen as well.
Would you favor that? End the filibuster so you can get this done?
I'll give both sides of it. I've loved when the filibuster has been in place to prevent things like making Washington, D.C. a state, if Democrats wanted to do that, or let's say packing the Supreme Court. Love that it was in place. But I absolutely favor getting rid of the filibuster. It's not a part of the Constitution. It's not some sacred thing that we can't get rid of. There's no reason the Senate shouldn't be operating like the House of Representatives, where you get 50% plus one more, and you can move advance that bill onto the president's desk.
All right. Next one, Congressman. President Trump's considering military action against Venezuela. Do we really want our military to operate on land inside Mexico and Venezuela? You're a military guy. What would you say to that?
Well, as of right now, the president is not doing that. He's developing, through our Department of War, concepts of operation. He's creating very real ladders of escalation for transparency purposes so that Venezuela and others know, listen, if you're coming against the homeland of the United States of America, these are the ways, the myriad of options that we have to protect the homeland of the United States of America through our Ford carrier group that's sitting in the Gulf of America now, through other vessels. We have an armada basically there at this point, and we're going to use it. I would say it in this way. I use the term NBC as a military guy. That stands for nuclear, biological, chemical, and we're allowed kinetic into that. If you had a boat coming over with explosives in it, you would expect that it gets sunk and go to the bottom of the Gulf instead of hitting one of our vessels like the USS Cole. If it was filled with uranium, you would expect that it gets sunk. If it had anthrax in it, a biological weapon, you would expect that it gets sunk. Drugs are absolutely chemical weapons. They've been killing hundreds of thousands of Americans every year, and the president is right for using Article 2 authority to defend our homeland from that. And I expect him to continue doing that, and I think he has every authority to do so.
It's a gigantic military buildup, though, isn't it? I mean, you've got to use it for something, military-wise, because there's all kinds of power down there.
Well, let's say other threats that are at play. You have Venezuela reaching out across the globe to Iran, who often docks their vessels in Venezuela, reaching out to Qatar, reaching out to other folks throughout the Middle East, saying, even China, can you give us this? Russia saying, hey, there's some in Russia saying we might give them some intercontinental ballistic missiles. That would obviously be a huge violation of the Monroe Doctrine. But what I'm thankful for is you have the president utilizing the United States military, bringing it in close to defend the United States homeland. And again, I'd make this point. He's developing concepts of operation. He's giving America options to make sure that above all else, the American military defends the American homeland.
Congressman Brian Mast, thank you very much indeed, sir. We'll see you again real soon. I like that.
Thank you.
Fine American salute. Good stuff. Thank you, sir.